Dun 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 dun. Greetings. Welcome to another edition of At the Pictures with myself, Jimmy De Palma, and this guy is
Chaz Scorsese.
And we've been to see what we think could possibly be the last ever instalment of Indiana Jones. And what's it called, Indiana Jones, this time? What's his adventure?
Is it like the something dial?
The Dial of Destiny.
Dial of
But
Destiny.
could also be called Archimedes, Indiana Jones and Archimedes Alarm Clock. Let's see if it was any good.
What was your initial thoughts for it?
My initial thoughts started off great, went a wee bit daft in the middle,
Skewer.
then went really good at the end. Actually, I felt quite. I'll go into my trepidation about the film in a wee bit. I was really worried about the end of the film. I'll not go into too many details about it, but if you've ever watched Disney films, what I call Disney, they're the assassin of my childhood heroes. Disney have made it their mission to kill off everybody I kind of respected and loved as a child. Han Solo, did. Let's just kill him off. Doesn't matter if, you folk really liked him when they were young and wanted to be Han Solo. Never wanted to be Luke Skywalker, always wanted to be Han Solo. Loved Han Solo. Yeah, let's just kill him off. Disney. So I'm thinking, oh no, Indy, this is a Disney film for all intents and purposes as well, because Disney own, 99.9% of the world now. And so I was panicking. I was really panicking. But the start of the film, I wasn't panicking so much because it was set in the past, and you wouldn't have a film if Indy hadn't lived through the bit at the start. But there's a lot of great jeopardy in it, and he's taking on the Nazis again. So in 3 out of the 5 films, he's been taking on the Nazis, and he hates the Nazis, as we all do. So I think Raiders of the Lost Ark, he was fighting the Nazis, and then Temple of Doom, he took a break for fighting Nazis, and then what was the other one? The Last Crusade, he was back fighting the Nazis with his dad, Tam Connery, and then in the 5th one, he took a break again from fighting the Nazis, and he was fighting the Russians, the Soviets, and this one he's back, definitely fighting the Nazis. And he looks bad for him, and I liked it. It's a train top kite chase, and I don't know if it's CGI or whatever or makeup, but he's young Indy. He's like battling with his wee English pal, who it turns out his daughter, the wee English guy's daughter, becomes Indy's goddaughter, and that's where it comes on now. But what was your thoughts of the film, Chaz? How did it start? And
I think it was quite a good movie, but it was a film where it was mostly tense all through it.
God, tension.
And
What were you tense about?
constantly, it was just constant action, and those people always following them to get the dial.
Aye. It was a bit. They had they really were Nazis. These kind of the people, and I should say, Madge Mikkelsen. He was in it. He was the main baddie. Indy fights him in the war at the first bit, and then it fast forwards into the late 60s. When they've had all the kind of moon landings and astronauts in space, and Indiana Jones is kind of going towards he's retiring, isn't he? When we meet up with him, and he's had a bit of a tragic thing happened with his son in Vietnam, and so he's kind of he's down on his. He's not the kind of guy we're usually seeing that's just going away with a whip and doing things. He's quite a sad old guy at the start, isn't he? But he's a Fleabag lassie. She plays his sneaky goddaughter, and she's quite she was a bit sneaky, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But I always thought she was a baddie in it, almost. But she is a goodie. But she's kind of a bit of a con woman in it. bit of a rogue. That's bad to say about a woman, isn't it? But she's a bit roguish, a bit Terry Thomas. Oh, actually, a bit Terry Thomas. I would say she's a rogue, but a friendly rogue. That her heart's in the right place. But what did you? Did you like the early stuff when it was young Indiana Jones? It was good, wasn't it? And
you can tell he's slowed down.
Oh, he's slowed down a lot. And he doesn't mind showing you that he's slowed down. I think there's one scene where he's climbing a mountain and he goes, "What the hell am I doing here?" And he's like climbing up and he sees how many times he's been shot 9 times. He's got a plate in his leg. What is it they said in the first film? It's not the years, it's the mileage. So he's old now, and the mileage is obviously caught up to him. So, but he still gives it a good go, doesn't he? Fighting the Nazis and that. So there's a lot of good bits in it.
Yeah.
A lot of good fights, and were you rooting for you? Have you seen any Indiana Jones films?
No.
So you need to see him when he was at his peak. And as I say, I was tremendously worried that Disney were going to. But I'm not giving too much away. But let's just say I was relieved. By the ending because it wasn't looking good. So that was it. But was it an epic for you, Chaz? Was it an epic? What was your kind of favourite bit in it, Chaz? What was your?
My most favourite bit is probably the bit when they go to that tiny island.
What was the tiny island?
Like the tiny island, the end.
Oh, at the end, the tiny island. We're not giving away too much, but they do, and Indy he gets to see history. We'll not go into how that happens if you've not seen it yet, but you should see it. And also, Antonio Banderas is in it. As he's like they've got an underwater scene, and Antonio Banderas is a frogman, like, that helps Indy. Salah's in it, the guy that helped him in Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade. He's living in New York now. He's got his family in New York, so he's in it. Thank God. It's not the best film. It's not the best Indiana Jones film, but thank God everything turned out all right. That's what I can say. Anyway, let's go to the mark.
Right.
Well, if it was really good, I'd give it a 5. But I'm going to give this film a 4 because it's Indiana Jones, and you can't go wrong with that. And there were really good bits in it, and I'd say I'd watch this if it was on. When you see them on the telly and that on a Sunday afternoon, you'll watch them because they're brilliant. They're all different. Every film's different. There's different things in it, but Indiana Jones is the one constant, and this is a good way for him to end. I think his Indiana Jones career. So what about that? I have 4, Chaz. What are you giving it?
I'll give it a 4.
A 4 as well. So that's 8 out of 10. Wow. Dun da dun dun da dun. Hopefully we don't hear that tune again, and that is the end. That's time to draw a line under it, Disney. And so long, folks.